Give it back. I don't have it, Jetta.
Screw you guys, I'm going home.
This video is brought to you by viewers like you. Thank you. Be sure to subscribe and help get this video to 2,000 likes. It's another peaceful day on Birdwell Island when our antagonist swoops into frame. Geez, where's Gaston when you need him? The kids are in the middle of a spelling contest, which is being led by Miss Carrington, who spells her name D-A-Y-U-M.
Damn.
The final round is between Emily Elizabeth and Jetta, who are both asked to spell the word monkey.
M-O-N-K-E-E. Monkey.
Girl, how you gonna make it to the last round and then screw up on the word monkey? I didn't realize Emily Elizabeth is a D-U-M-B-A-S-S. Jetta wins the spelling bee and is awarded a shiny medal, which catches the attention of this beady-eyed parasite. That afternoon, Jetta is showing off her medal to everyone at the park, when Charlie asks her to play soccer.
I'll play, but I better take off my
Spelling champion.
medal first.
Calm down, all you did was spell a word slightly better than someone. Jetta puts the medal in her pocket and asks Emily Elizabeth to put her jacket on the bench, which is something she could easily do herself, but as we'll soon see, is the catalyst for the entire conflict. She leaves the jacket on the bench when this big-beaked bastard snatches the medal out of Jetta's pocket. Jetta walks all the way home from the park before realizing the medal isn't in her pocket. And here's the first part where I need to call BS. You know damn well she would have wanted to put the medal back on the second she was finished with her soccer game. The fact that she waited until she got home to show it off displays a level of self-control this ponytailed pain in the ass is simply not capable of. Jetta's medal is gone. Instead of retracing her steps to see if it fell out of her pocket, she jumps to the conclusion that it was stolen by Emily Elizabeth. Cause you never trust a bitch with two first names. Meanwhile, Clifford and T-Bone are chewing on the world's biggest piece of rawhide. God only knows how big a cow it took to make that. Clifford says he wishes Cleo was with them and ends up summoning her out of thin air. Cleo reveals she was at the groomers, where she got a shiny new bow that has the added bonus of blinding her enemies. Clifford says it would be cool to use the bow to send secret spy messages.
I'd love to be a detective like that. Wouldn't you, T?
But I have to wear a shiny bow?
What are you talking about? The shiny bow is the best part. Hell, I'd wear a shiny bow right now if someone gave me one. Jetta goes to confront her best friend while her dog Mac calls Emily Elizabeth a thief, like the gossipy femboy he is. Seriously, go back and watch the show, and then tell me this dog is straight. Jetta claims Emily Elizabeth stole her medal out of jealousy, cause what child wouldn't be jealous of a $2 piece of plastic? The two resolve to look for the medal together.
Even though we already know who has it.
You sassy little bitch. Clifford and crew decide to find the medal themselves and head out to the park, because apparently Clifford's owners don't have a 20-foot fence to keep their nightmare dog from wreaking havoc on the town. The dogs track down the bench where the medal went missing when T-Bone finds a clue. Before they can do anything with it, Cleo picks up Jenna's scent and follows it all over town. The dogs track the scent to the docks, while T-Bone happily chows down on floor popcorn. Surprise, surprise, it turns out Cleo was actually tracking Jetta, who has yet to find her medal.
My neck is just so bare without it.
How about a punch to the throat? Would that help?
Hey no, that's uncalled for.
The dogs head back to the house to search for more clues.
Let's go back to my house and work on a new plan.
Your house? Don't you mean... Oh wait, I think Clifford's doghouse actually is bigger than Emily Elizabeth's. What HOA approved that? Jetta sets her pocket mirror beside her, instead of in her pocket, when the same seagull from before swipes it when everyone's back is turned. How convenient. Jetta accuses Emily Elizabeth of stealing her things again as her devil dog watches on with glee.
I don't take things that don't belong to me.
Yeah, who do you think she is? Jetta? Emily Elizabeth says screw you and goes home. Mac races to Clifford's to squeal on Emily Elizabeth. Clifford is hell-bent on proving his owner's innocence and sets out a trap to catch the thief. Emily Elizabeth finds Cleo's bow on the sidewalk and rightfully returns it to her.
See ya.
Who says see ya to a dog? The dogs are about to reset the trap when the same goddamn seagull swoops down and steals the bow. Are there no other birds on Birdwell Island? Cleo assumes Emily Elizabeth stole the bow as Clifford seems to be the only one using his brain. Jetta refuses to leave Emily Elizabeth alone when T-Bone cracks the case. He finds the same type of feather from the park and discovers the seagull nesting in the backyard. Clifford finds all the stolen objects in its nest and resists the urge to eat the bird out of spite. Not me though. If I was a 20-foot tall mutant dog, I'd gobble up that bastard in a heartbeat. Emily Elizabeth returns the medal to Jetta, who apologizes for falsely accusing her of stealing it, though at least it wasn't stolen by the girl from the bad seed.
I had hit him with the shoes. What else could I
Let's review. Jetta bragged to everyone about winning a grade school spelling bee and accused her best friend of stealing the medal. She badgered Emily Elizabeth at every turn and refused to leave her alone. And she only apologized once Clifford was able to prove his owner's innocence. Though that's not nearly as bad as the time Jetta stole her best friend's diary.
Commercial break!
Jetta is writing in her tacky-colored diary, only to realize she's the most boring person she knows. She tries to come up with something interesting to write and scolds Mac for being too loud. Also, I just learned Mac is short for Machiavelli. What's it with Sam Clark voicing animals that are named after Italian Renaissance men?
Hey, no problem.
Clifford storms in and damn near steps on Jetta. Better luck next time. Jetta is jealous of Emily Elizabeth's journal, as she seems to have a way more interesting life. And I mean, yeah, her dog is the size of a house. I bet she has a whole section just about cleaning up his 2-ton dog craps. Don't act like you're not curious. Regardless of size or smell, where does it all go? The show never explains it. Come on, Scholastic, the public demands to know. Where does Clifford poop? Emily Elizabeth steps away to play fetch with the dogs. Jetta takes advantage of the moment to sneak a peek at her journal, where she learns Emily Elizabeth won a trip to Hawaii and gets to bring a friend. Jetta makes it her mission to go to Hawaii and starts kissing Emily Elizabeth's ass like there's no tomorrow.
That's what good friends are for.
Don't frickin' touch her face like that. The next day, Jetta brings Emily Elizabeth a muffin made with macadamia nuts.
Macadamia nuts come from Hawaii, you know.
Subtle. Jetta tries to convince her friend she should be more open with her journal and offers her coconut milk.
Coconuts grow in Hawaii, you know.
Again, subtle. Jetta says she can't wait to go to Hawaii so she can have something to write about in her journal. Seriously? Fuck the journal, it's Hawaii. That'd be like going to Disneyland to write a report on the presidents. Jetta barges into Emily Elizabeth's house uninvited and offers to clean her room.
I brought a feather duster from home.
Where the hell were you keeping that this whole time? Jetta fumbles her way around Emily Elizabeth's room and again looks at her journal without her permission. Emily Elizabeth asks to read Jetta's journal, who tells her hell no. Jetta tries to save face by taking her out for ice cream.
Coconut pineapple ice cream. Yuck.
Screw you, Dole Whip is delicious. The next day, Emily Elizabeth is carrying supplies to her mom's store when Jetta stops her in her tracks. She tries to ask Jetta for a favor, who foolishly mistakes it as an invitation to Hawaii. She changes into her luau gear and ends up blabbing that she read Emily Elizabeth's journal. Emily Elizabeth calls her out for being a hypocrite, as Jetta finally admits she was only being nice to her so she could go on the trip. Surprise, surprise, it turns out there was no trip to Hawaii in the first place. Emily Elizabeth explains that the trip was only part of her wish list.
You aren't supposed to write down wishes in a journal?
Fuck you, write your own damn journal, why don't you? Jetta storms off as she's still butthurt that she doesn't get to go to Hawaii. The next day, Jetta gives Emily Elizabeth an actual apology. She shows her the picture she drew in her journal of their imaginary trip to Hawaii. Is that? No. Come on, Matt. Use your adult brain for once. Let's review. Jetta read her best friend's diary without her permission. She then spent a whole week kissing her ass because she thought she would get invited on a trip to Hawaii. Jetta refused to leave her alone and even trespassed in her house. Jetta did a full 180 when she learned there was no trip to Hawaii and yelled at Emily Elizabeth for writing misleading stories in her diary, even though she had no right to read her diary in the first place. And even when Jetta finally apologized, she refused to give up the fantasy of going to Hawaii and filled her journal with tacky drawings of her imaginary vacation. F you, Jetta. Also, don't bother asking how Emily Elizabeth's family can afford to feed their monster dog or how they went about neutering him. Because while having a giant red dog would be a nightmare in real life, it's important to remember that it's just a cartoon. Is there a cartoon you want me to talk about? Patrons who join my $10 tier can pick which shows I cover on It's Just a Cartoon. There's a limited number of slots available, so sign up now. Coming up next.
I'm a supermodel.
I don't care who the IRS sends, I am not paying taxes.